It's crazy, right? We're at this point where AI isn't just playing chess, it's maybe writing the code for the next chess app.
And it's
Like the buzz is everywhere.
it is.
So is it hype or something huge actually happening?
Yeah.
We're going to find out because we've got some really interesting research
We do.
that we're going to deep dive into today.
Yeah, this is beyond just like the newest AI tool that you can use.
Yeah.
This is like a real deep dive, academic paper, all that stuff called When LLM-Based Code Generation Meets the Software Development Process.
Okay, so academic paper, that sounds a little dry.
It does sound a little dry, but we
Great.
read it so you don't have to.
Thank you, appreciate that. And I'm hearing they're building AI teams to code.
Yeah, so it's not just can AI write code. It's can AI like work collaboratively on a team of AI to write code. And they modeled it after real software development models like Waterfall, test-driven development, even Scrum.
Whoa. Okay, so that's getting very meta.
Yeah.
We got these little AI teams with their little digital construction hats on,
They do.
ready to build us some code. What they throw at them?
So they use these industry standard benchmarks, things like human evil and MBPP, so that it's like a standardized test
Okay.
for how well the code performs.
Right, because I mean, you and I both know code can technically work, right?
Right.
But it can be awful.
Exactly. And you don't want,
We want good, clean code.
so it's going to be buggy or break all the time.
Yeah, that would make like a human programmer cry.
Exactly.
So before we get into like who won this, who are the contestants here? Like introduce us to these AI agents.
Yeah, so each of these AI agents had a specific role on the software team. So you have like a requirements engineer who can analyze what the problem is.
Okay.
You have an architect that will like design how the code should be structured. You
Okay.
have a developer that actually writes the code.
Right.
And then you also have, for quality control, you have a tester that makes sure everything works.
It's like the whole team.
And to make it even better, they had a Scrum Master.
What? Are you serious?
I am serious. A Scrum Master AI.
An AI Scrum Master.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So they're like passing messages back and forth, like collaborating.
Was there any like AI drama? Did they all get along?
So they didn't actually release the transcripts
Okay.
of their conversations. But what they did find is that the Scrum team, the AI that was organized as a Scrum team, consistently wrote the best code.
Really?
Significantly better.
So like not just a little bit better.
Not just a little bit, way better
Wow.
than all of the others, and even better than just like a single AI doing it.
So teamwork makes the dream work even when it's digital?
It does. It does.
Like what is it about the Scrum approach that makes it so good?
So that's a good question. And that's something that they actually looked into in this research paper.
Okay.
And one of the leading theories is because it's so iterative, that it allows for that constant feedback and improvement,
Right.
that it can just like course correct as it goes. So it has that built-in quality control.
Makes sense if at first you don't succeed, try again.
That's exactly.
Especially when you've got a million tries with AI. But were they flawless?
They weren't flawless.
Okay.
They weren't flawless. Even the Scrum team, they had some interesting stylistic choices.
Stylistic choices, like when I try to wear a Hawaiian shirt in the winter, it's a choice.
It is a choice.
Not necessarily a good one.
Yeah, they found that some of the AI, especially in like the design and code review stages, would add all of these extra checks
Yeah.
that weren't like technically necessary to meet the requirements.
So a little over-engineered.
A little
You'll
over-engineered.
see that with human programmers too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes we just like get in the weeds and we're like,
Totally.
it needs to work in every case, even if that case never happens.
And that's what's so fascinating is it's like they're picking up on these like subtle behaviors of programmers,
Yeah.
even though they weren't specifically programmed to do that.
So they're not just mimicking the process, they're mimicking the
The mindset.
but the mindset.
Yeah,
That's both amazing and terrifying.
it is.
So should I be updating my resume right now?
I don't think you need to be updating your resume just yet.
Okay.
Really, it's about augmenting
Okay.
human capability, right?
Okay.
So, like, imagine if you could have this AI teammate that could, like, take care of all the boilerplate code, optimize it for performance, make sure there's no edge cases,
Yeah.
and then you can focus on, like, the big picture stuff, like the architecture and the user experience, so I can, like, do the fun stuff.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I like it. But how realistic were these coding challenges?
Yeah.
Like they weren't building the next Google here were they? No, they weren't building the next Google. And that's something that the researchers acknowledge, that these were really good for like benchmarking.
Right.
But it doesn't really fully encompass like the complexity of real-world code.
Yeah.
And that was actually one of our like key takeaways, that we need to come up with harder challenges to really push these AI teams to their limits.
So it's like we have to keep moving the goalposts as the AI gets better?
We do. And it raises another interesting point. Remember how we were talking about how Scrum is so iterative?
Yeah.
Well, they also looked at how stable the performance was over time,
Okay.
particularly as the underlying AI technology was being updated.
Because AI is like a moving target, right?
It is.
What works today might be broken tomorrow.
It is one of the big challenges right now.
Yeah.
Exciting, but also makes it tough to, really bet on it.
Yeah.
And that's what they found with the Lone Wolf AI, is the performance like really bounced around depending on what version of the underlying AI they were using.
So like Monday, it's writing beautiful code. Tuesday, it's like spitting out gibberish.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, no.
But here's the interesting thing. The Scrum teams,
Yeah.
they stayed really stable,
Really?
even when the underlying AI was all over the place.
Whoa. So even when like individual agents were maybe having a bad day,
Yeah,
the team like as a whole was able to pick up the slack.
it seems that way. Yeah, which means that like this structured process, this iterative process,
Yeah.
it's not just about like efficiency. It's about building a system that is resilient.
Okay.
It can adapt to changes.
Okay. So it's like built-in redundancy.
Yeah, like having a team to back you up.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And that's something, as we move to this future where we're collaborating more and more with AI,
Yeah.
that the processes might be just as important as the AI itself.
It's like they say, teamwork makes the dream work.
That's right.
Or I guess in this case, teamwork makes the code work.
Teamwork makes the code work. There you go.
I like it. Well, this has been a lot to think about. This research is fascinating.
It is.
What would you say is like the big takeaway you want people to remember from all of this?
I think the biggest takeaway is stay curious, stay adaptable, because this is like the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
We're just figuring out what this AI could do with code, and the future is pretty wide open.
I love it. And who knows, maybe the next big thing won't be like better AI, but it'll be a better way for them to work together.
Exactly. That's the big question, right?
Yeah.
How can we design these processes that really take advantage of this collaboration?
It's going to be exciting to watch it happen. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of AI coding.
My pleasure.
Until next time, happy coding, everybody.